Hello, in this video we're going to be talking about the Bloomerang and Gratavid integration, and specifically we're going to be covering the new donation added in Bloomerang. So big picture, what this says is anytime a donation is added in Bloomerang, you can take some action in Gratavid automatically, such as automatically send a Gratavid, send a video when a new donation is made, or create a Gratavid task when a new donation is made. And remember, a Gratavid task is just an easy way to send a personalized video. So this is the Gratavid task list. You can see I've got on here a few tasks I need to create. I can see I've got Sally Brooks made a $7,200 donation, need to record them a video. John Smith made a $5,000 donation. So the task list is just a list of personalized videos that you need to create. So let's go back to this integration. I'm going to click right here, click Bloomerang. And then the way this works is it says new donation added in Bloomerang, take some action in Gratavid. So first, let's actually start within Bloomerang. I'm just looking at a constituent page right here. And so the way it works is anytime a donation is added, this can be a donation you add through like an online giving form, some kind of integration you have, you're manually adding it, or you're coming in here and you're clicking new donation, new pledge, or new recurring donation. All three of those will trigger the Gratavid integration. But however you get a donation in here, that is going to trigger and notify Gratavid. For example, I can see I just had one for a few minutes ago for $101. Sweet, so that's where donations are saved in Bloomerang. Those are the type of donations that are going to trigger Gratavid. And then once you're in Gratavid, this is really where you can set this up. So you can come right here, you can turn this on. The thing to know about this is it's going to check for new donations every hour, and it'll look for donations in the past hour essentially. But right when you turn it on, you'll see it says first run is in 59 minutes. So when you turn that on, it's going to take about 59 minutes for that first run or that first poll or that first check. And then it's going to run once an hour and automatically check for new donations for you. Great thing about this, and the really cool thing, is you can trigger and you can really set up what you want these donations to do. So for example, you can say, hey, when a new donation is added in Bloomerang, take some action in Gratavid. For example, when a new donation is added, I want you to send a note, and maybe I've got some kind of generic thank you note, or there's really going to be any note that you've created. Click save right there. And so now what happens is anytime a new donation comes in, we're going to automatically send my generic thank you Gratavid. You might be saying like, whoa, we don't want this to send every single time. Maybe you want to add some conditions. So you can say, hey, let's add a rule. You can say if the donation is greater than or equal to $100, then I want you to create a task, and I want you to assign that task to Will on my team. So it's just a really cool way. You could say, hey, if this donation is over 100, just a really cool way to send that person a personalized video. Probably you'll do it more like $1,000, and you could make maybe Will as your executive director. So now any gift that comes in, if it's over $1,000, a task will be created, Gratavid task will be created, assigned to Will. Anything less than $1,000, this generic rule will run, so it's going to automatically send a note. Probably the most common thing is you'll say, hey, our default function is just going to do nothing. And so then you would save this. So now literally every time a gift comes in, a gift comes in over $1,000, task will be created and assigned to Will. Really cool thing you can do is you can add different rules. You could say, hey, if it's not over $1,000, maybe the gift amount is greater than or equal to $500, then I want you to create a task, but this time let's assign it to Frank on our team. Let's go ahead and save that. So now you can see if it's over $1,000, that'll create a task and assign it to our executive director. And then if it's not over $1,000, maybe it's $700, it's over $500, that'll create a task and assign it to Frank. If it's less than $500, nothing will happen. And so think of these really as top-down rules. The first rule is going to evaluate first. If it's over 1,000, this will run. Otherwise, if it's over 500, this will run. Otherwise, nothing is going to happen. So the main thing to know here is because these are top down, you need to have that highest value first. So for example, if you did something like this rule would never run, because if it was a $600 donation or a $6,000 donation, then this would be true and it would never make it here. So just make sure you have the highest numbers up top. I kind of think of that like a waterfall. Sweet. Really cool thing you can do is not only can you filter based on gift size, you can say if it's a constituent's first donation. So we all know how important it is to thank those first-time donors. So you can say if it's a constituent's first donation, then create a task, assign it to Will. Otherwise, maybe it's a second or third donation. Then if the gift amount's over 500, then create a task and assign it to myself. So just a really cool way you can thank first-time donors. You even can stack these. So you can say first-time donors, we definitely want to thank them, so we're going to leave that as it is. But we want to thank anyone that's giving over $100 and they're giving to a specific campaign. So the donation is from any of these campaigns. And then these campaigns are going to pull directly from your Bloomerang account. So any campaigns you have in there, you can select. I'm pretty creative. I've got second and fourth and fifth campaign, but you kind of get the idea here. You also can select things like funds, appeals. You can even say what state the constituent lives in. So maybe you have some regional fundraisers assigned. And then you even can say if the donor increased their giving amount. So it's really important to thank people if they've increased their giving amount. So you can select that as a filter as well. So cool. So that shows you how much you can filter these. Come down here, you can save it. And then the last thing I'll show you is you can exclude donation types. So maybe you do not want to thank anyone that gives an in-kind good or service, or maybe it's a recurring donation. So if it's the second and third and fourth and fifth donation, you do not want to trigger any activity. So you'll save that. And basically this just means if it is an in-kind gift or if it's a recurring donation payment, that will not trigger any Gratavid, no matter what rules are set up here. We're going to exclude all of those gift types. Sweet. And so imagine you've set this up, you've got it perfect. I did this just not too long ago, and it creates a task. It's going to look like this. So it's going to create a task. This is my pretty creative donor name, Firsty Bloomerang. It was their first gift, so you can see right there, first time donor. And then since this task was created through our integration, we get this nice little link right here that says View in Bloomerang. And so you even can click that link right here, which will take you directly to Bloomerang, the constituent page, where you can see their entire timeline. So you can see how much they've donated. You can even click Summary right here to figure out more information about them, maybe their spouse, their giving history, relationships, to really help you personalize and record that video. And then you'd simply record that video, send it off, and then that is it. And then there's even ways, highly recommend you can turn on integrations, which will save data back into Bloomerang for you, but we're going to cover those in the next video. Thanks so much. Let us know if you have any questions.